Okay, hi everybody. We missed you last week, but we're back this week. It is Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026. Tomorrow's my son's birthday. Hey, happy birthday, Will. Uh, yeah, add your name if you want. If you had a good dad joke or pun or silly joke you want to plop in here, that'd be great. A little levity for today. I'm reading. That's great. You did two yesterday and didn't know it. What do you mean, Matt?
Yeah, one was, so have you seen the Guy Fieri? You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Did you see his new look that they posted?
No.
Okay, well anyway, at one point I said it's the same guy. And I didn't even
Oh, the same guy.
that's what I was saying.
Oh, that's funny. It looks like Adrian has a few. Thank you, Adrian, for sharing these with us. Okay, we have a lot on agenda, so let's hop into it today. Yeah, CHAOSScon EU was awesome, awesome, awesome. For those who were able to make it, it was great to see you, Ildiko, mostly I think, and Adrian, of course. I think you are the only ones here that were there. So yeah, it was great. I would be interested to hear how you all felt about it. I thought it was great. And it was such a different departure from what we typically do. We had, I think, literally every aspect of a conference that you can have, we had. So we had in some way lightning talks, unconference, keynotes, regular talks, workshops, like we had it all. So we even had a meet and greet with an author, Paloma, at lunch. We had lunch and learn. Like, yeah, we had it all. So very, very excited to see what kind of feedback we get from attendees.
How
And,
was the venue?
the
Was the
venue
venue
was
nice?
it was good. Yeah, it was. There were a lot of stairs, so I will say that it was not super, in my opinion. But it's Europe, so like a lot of buildings aren't super,
Yeah.
accessible, friendly.
How was it compared to the hotel from prior years?
I liked it a lot better. It has a lot more of a community feel. It's very much a community run space. So everyone chips in, everyone helps out to clean up and put the food out. And it's very much more of that community feel. So in
Okay.
that regard, I really, really liked it a lot.
Yeah.
And they were absolutely wonderful. The hosts that were part of the Commons Hub, they were absolutely amazing. So yeah,
Yeah, even
I
just
thought it was
like
great.
on paying and stuff like that, they've been super easy to work with.
Yeah, yeah, they
Okay.
really have. You know what? I'm gonna turn my video off. I see that I'm kind of choppy a little bit. So,
Not me or not.
no?
No.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe it's the snow. More
Oh,
snow is making my internet weird. But anyway, yeah. We do have a recording of the live stream, and Adrian and I are going to work together to chop that up and or tag where the talks are. But if you want to watch the full thing, you can do so at that link right here.
There is
We,
also one quick note about the live stream. I think I'm the live stream failed at towards the start of the panel discussion after lunch or whenever that was. Because my laptop decided to die right then, like not for battery reasons, like actually die. So I have an offline recording from someone's phone that captures more of that panel than the live stream did. There might still be some missing, but it should be a lot less. So I'll try and also get that either edited together with the live stream footage or just uploaded as its own thing. I have that on my laptop right now. So
Excellent. Also, just a huge, huge shout out to Adrian for running that all day long. I mean, that was so much work, setting it up, testing it, preparing for it all these months or weeks, I guess we gave him. We didn't give you much time. Just absolutely fantastic. Like we even had like beautiful slides in between when there was pauses. So thanks to the design team for that. Eunice worked on that. Just really, really well done. I feel like, despite the hiccup, and I'm so sorry about your laptop. I hope it's okay now. But yeah, it was really, really awesome. Very, very job well done for all of that. We are going to be sending out a post-event survey. Jay is working on that. We basically took last year's, repurposed it, added maybe one question, I think, about the two questions we added about the venue specifically and about lunch, because we did provide lunch this time, which we typically don't. So we added those two, and we'll be sending that out pretty soon. Very excited to see what the feedback is, and how we can be better next year. We did have a lot of folks check in that had registered. So I think that is the best ratio we've ever seen, ever, hands down.
By
Like we
far.
didn't,
And
yeah,
that's
we
a
did
lot of
not have,
people too.
right. And I think that honestly, I think the ones that didn't show had travel issues or something else. Like I don't think it was, like typically we just have a lot of people that don't come for whatever reason they decide to go to another event or
I feel like sometimes it's a way for people to make a small donation to
also
chaos.
valid. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this time it was the price was more. For those who don't know, we did raise the price. We didn't have quite the sponsorship we were hoping for, and also we were providing lunch, which was a big expense. And the social event, we had food at that as well. So we did raise the price a little to 40 euros, but as you can see, that actually really made a huge difference. So I think we came out fine. I don't think
We did. We
yeah,
made a little bit of money. So our sponsorships were pretty standard. We get
yeah,
about the same every year. The venue and the food were just more expensive
yeah.
this year. That's all. But then because of the 78, I think we came out like plus $600 or something like that.
Awesome.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah, yeah. We did have 17 countries represented, which I think is also very cool. Yeah, so great job to everybody. I don't think Georg is on the meeting.
No, he's not.
Okay. Yeah, Georg and Callie did a fantastic job also with the schedule and coordinating everything. And now that we've been there, we know where the rooms are. That was the only other thing is it was kind of confusing where the rooms were because it's spread across 3 floors. So kind of like, oh, where is this room? I don't know. Where's that room? But now we know, so we can even make our own maps if we need to, our own signage. But
Okay.
again, the venue is very helpful at helping people find their way. So hopefully everybody was okay with that.
Okay.
Anybody have questions, comments?
Is Open Source Summit in North America? Like, has that been declared? Oh,
Yeah, there's a there's a thread about that. Yeah, in CHAOSScon committee.
okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, we wouldn't organize for that anyway because it's in May.
too soon. Yeah,
What happen?
yeah.
Um,
For those who don't know, Open Source Summit North America is in Minneapolis, Minnesota, which is a little bit unsettled, if I can say that right
yeah.
now. It's not very. I have feelings. I have feelings about it, which I don't know if I'll share here because it's recorded. But yeah, I would be glad if we did not subject any attendees to have to navigate that
Yeah, that and then the timing. It
in a
like there
time.
are just so many things that wouldn't work.
Yeah, it's a very quick turnaround. It's in May, and that's just like not much time to turn around a whole event.
So then I'm
E-
wondering if we would do anything in summer.
Yeah, in that thread that was in the CASCON committee planning, somebody mentioned, I think Adrian mentioned Fosse was in
Oh
August
yeah,
or September in British Columbia, Vancouver.
it
So
moved.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
uh, yeah. So there's options I think for later. Um, there was something else.
Fosse makes a lot of sense though.
Yeah, yeah. There was another. Oh, maybe
I think I
PyCon.
also suggested potentially doing a virtual event, but I think that's probably not that there doesn't seem like there was a lot of interest in that.
Yeah, I guess we can talk about it. Yeah, I mean, I think if we can, we want to do in person, but I don't know. I mean, maybe. Certainly opens it up for participation a little bit more globally than
Is Fosse for sure in Canada?
I think
Yeah,
so.
2026 Fosse is they've been in they're doing Canada. Yeah,
Oh, okay, okay,
yeah.
okay.
I think they're at UBC. I'm not sure what the logistics behind the scenes would look like as far as us being able to like get the same venue on a
Sure.
similar day, or if we'd have to do like go to like University of Victoria or another university nearby, or what the
Yeah.
sort of co-location options are. But I mean, it's that seems like if the goal is to co-locate with something else that's in North America, and
Yeah.
like that could be an option.
We
I'm
did
just
one Chaos Con once at a university there years ago. And I think Sean has a connection. So
oh
anyway,
nice.
yeah. Okay, thanks.
I'm just gonna drop that note in here. Okay. All right. Any other questions, comments, anything about Chaos Cons? Okay. So the next one is me. I am gonna turn my video back on, so I hope it's not choppy. Maybe start video. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna try not to get emotional on this, but as some of you might know, some of you might not know, my position here at Chaos is funded through a grant from the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation, and they've funded this position for 6 years, almost 6 years, and that funding round is now coming to an end. So they have asked us to put together a proposal for one more year of funding, but that is still up in the air. So we don't know what's going to happen. So I was kind of forced to make a difficult decision about my future, and I have decided at the end of March, I will be stepping back from full-time chaos community management. I do have another opportunity that is coming along that has not been announced yet, so I'm not really at liberty to say anything about that, but yeah, so at the end of March, I will be stepping back, not stepping away, just stepping back. I will be around in some some capacity. I'm not, I mean, I love chaos. I'm not gonna just leave. So that is, if you're thinking about that, that's not the case. There's just a lot of unknowns. So we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what that transition will look like if the funding does come in. We don't know anything really, but we have a little bit of a buffer to figure it out. So I just wanted to let everybody know in the community before the other thing is announced, probably in a few days, maybe this week, I don't know. But yeah, so that's what's going on with me and chaos. So
You didn't cry.
I didn't. I'm very proud of myself. I was, yeah,
Good job.
I I was getting a little choked up earlier when I was thinking about it. I was like, oh
Oh
my
yeah, the
God.
anticipation and then the delivery.
Yeah,
Well, we
so
can't say that I mean, we love you so much and thank you
mm,
for everything. So,
yeah, it's a big decision, obviously, but but again, I'm really happy that it's an open source project and I can still contribute here and there as I can. So that makes me glad. So
agreed.
I'm happy to answer questions if people have them, if I can. I don't know if I'll have the answer, but I can try.
Yeah. There's one big question that's hanging out there, but you can't answer it. So,
No, yeah.
Hey, Elizabeth, this is Adinka. I don't know how to feel about this, but I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your
Oh,
good work. It's been a very good relationship with you. I don't even know what's gonna happen, but again, fingers crossed, you know. Thank you
thank
so
you.
much. Thank
Thank you
you.
for saying that. I appreciate you. Now I'm gonna cry. Thanks, Addie Inca, for making me cry. Oh my goodness. So yeah, thank you for saying that. That's very kind of you.
you're gonna do great.
Thanks, Matt.
And I was like, I don't know if we can really we can try to have a party, but it's like going to be on Zoom.
Yeah.
Like, I want to have
Woo.
cake and cookies and stuff like that.
Everybody get your own and we'll all just eat them together. How's that?
Really, I think we should, Matt. I think we should have a party, a Zoom party.
We
With
have, I
everything.
mean, we at least have to do that. We did have a party once where we drew donuts and put sprinkles on them.
Ah, I remember. It was like a Christmas holiday thing, and we had like a whiteboard. Yeah, I remember that. That was
We
fun.
could do another donut party.
We could. I love it. I love the donut party.
Hmm.
Anybody else have any questions?
Um,
Again, happy.
I was kind of curious, like, are you open to the idea of like people, if people are interested, like in your sort of transition period to stepping back, like having some people kind of shadow maybe some of the kinds of work you've been doing in chaos and see if that helps anyone, like spark anyone's interest in like helping kind of take over some or like various parts of it. Because I know you do like probably 15 different things, but like maybe if there's a way to kind of have some people who've been around in chaos for a little bit, like take one or two of those and kind of like help take some of that workload off if you don't have the capacity to do all of it anymore.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. I think right now, again, it's like everything's kind of just up in the air. But I definitely think that there is space for that. Yeah, for sure. I think we could talk about that, what that would look like, how we want to do that. We do have a little bit of time because I wanted to kind of announce this sooner than later also. So we do have some time to kind of sort out what the future can look like. Yeah, sorry, I don't really have an answer, but I like that idea. Yeah,
Yeah, not knowing, then it's probably a smart thing to do what Adrian brings up, like
yeah,
hedge a bit on that and think about how some of your like maybe most critical roles, that you would look at and be like, okay, this one's gotta
yeah,
maybe, you know, versus others that maybe could, I don't know, if they weren't attended to for a little while, might survive a
yeah,
bit.
yeah,
Yeah, and I was also thinking like too, maybe even figuring out if there's any roles that, I mean, maybe obviously, like Matt said, prioritize the critical things, but also like I know a large part of chaos is like research and university focus. So maybe if there's certain roles that you can kind of split off that would be potentially in alignment with certain majors or certain tracks of research, that could lead someone who's doing research in a particular area to maybe take that over, and then they wouldn't need necessarily any funding because they may be already funded for their research or they're in school and don't necessarily need funding or things like that. So it
yeah.
seems like
That's
there's
a
a
good
lot of
idea.
flexibility.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. I like that.
So a few things I think Elizabeth, like not more work on this announcement, but like letting more than just the nine of us in this call
Yeah,
know. And then
yeah, agreed.
probably the board as well, like sending something to the board
Yeah, that's a good idea too.
would make sense.
I'll do that right after this meeting. I was gonna post something in the general channel and in the working group channel. I could just post to the board mailing list to just let everybody know.
That's
Is
what I was
that
thinking. That's the most
okay?
sensible.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So y'all heard it here first. Okay. Anything else before we kind of move on?
We're all happy for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank
We
you.
really are.
Thanks, Matt.
Times change and paths go where they go.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yes, they do. And again, because it's an open source project, I can contribute whenever I want or whenever I can. So that's
Yep.
great. Whereas if it was a company, you can't really go back and still work there
No.
sometimes. So So I'm I feel very blessed that, this is a project that is still open and can still contribute. I might even have a little more freedom to contribute in different ways. So there you go.
Wouldn't that be weird?
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So there you go. And I'm also, if anybody has any questions or, wants to ask something privately, of course, hit me up on Slack. I'm happy to chat with anybody about anything as far as I can, as far as the information that I have. Yeah. I love you all. You all know that, but I do. I love you all very much. So thank you for, yeah. You'll see it in my general channel. It'll be all sappy and stuff. So yeah.
A lot of emojis.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know it. There's going to be some hearts involved. So much love to you all. Ugh, yeah. Okay. I'm going to move on because I will start to cry. So
Okay,
I'm
and I
not
have
gonna do
to
that.
drop it off because I have
And you
that
got to drop off anyway. Yeah.
class meeting. Okay,
Okay.
see ya.
So vouching for, I don't know how to pronounce this, fascia. I don't know how to pronounce it. It is, so some folks from the Chaos Asia community approached me and asked me if we would be okay with vouching for this group that they're also part of. So the rules of GSOC now say that in order for you to join as a new org, you have to have a recommendation from somebody else who has participated in GSOC before. So I don't think it's an issue. I don't see why it would be, but I just wanted to bring it here to the community just to like double check and make sure that, if anybody sees something that I'm missing, like I don't think that would be a problem to kind of just vouch that yes, this is an org that will, participate in good faith and be awesome and all of that stuff. I mean, their whole thing is is inclusivity and, helping women in the Indian region. So
You
what do you
said
all
this
think?
came from, sorry, you said this came from some of our like like people in like the Chaos Asia
Uh-huh.
type place. When I initially saw this in the doc, I read it as FOSS Asia, which is an org with a very similar acronym and probably a very similar mission, just for a different community. Um,
Hmm.
I just wanted to double check that this is the correct thing.
Yeah, yes, I think this is the correct thing. But now that you say that, now I'm second guessing myself. So let me make sure.
That's okay. So I asked just because I when I was at FOSDEM this last weekend, I went by the FOSS Asia booth, so not this org, but the other one I was thinking of. Um, and they were selling these like little LED, like if you go to conferences and you see people with little LED badges, I think they're one of the main ones that sells those. And there's a whole lot of open source around that. Um, so I mean, I was gonna say that's my experience with them, but I realize this is probably a different organization. Um, but either way, a general comment that would apply to either is I know at least last year, and I assume this year too, even though we're not participating, there's been a large sort of influx of AI people, like people with AI applying the Google Summer of Code and things. And I think that's been one of the primary drivers of why we're now at 80 open pull requests on Augur since October, largely I would assume because of people who saw that we've participated in Google Summer of Code in the past and are trying to kind of get a leg up and get some contributions in the hopes of getting accepted. So I part of me is a little bit skeptical of like we want to make sure like if we're going to be vouching for either of these orgs to join Google Summer of Code that they're maybe aware that they might get flooded like that and that that's something they're okay with or prepared to handle. Um,
Yes, yes, that is an excellent point. And I did so Kirtana had reached out to me just to kind of get a feel for what our experience was from Chaos, just because they were considering it. And so that's exactly that's exactly what I told her of like, you just have to be ready because it will bring an influx, not just this year, but probably in future years as well, because people will use that list next year to kind of get ahead. So, I think they are set up for that. they are, I don't know that they'll get the volume that we do, just because we are a little more global and they're like a little more, focused on the region and kind of their mission. So they might not have that problem as much as we did, but I did, yeah, yeah, Adrian, I did definitely mention the experience of, yeah, and why we're not participating again this year, you know.
Yeah. So, also, are they hoping to get in Google Summer of Code this 2026 cycle?
I
Because
think
the
so.
application for that closes like uh probably in a few hours, if not
Oh,
now.
what? Oh,
Or gaps are until February 3rd, 1800 UTC,
oh
according to their
gosh.
website.
Oh, well, that's a great question then. I don't know. I had assumed this year. I did not realize that that deadline was already here. So,
Yeah, the application period started just before CHAOSScon FOSDEM and then ends just after. So it was like
wow.
super inconveniently timed for us if we wanted to
Wow.
apply. But
Yeah. Okay, that's an excellent question. If hoping for 2026 deadline is today, like in a few hours. Yeah, I will ping them. The between the time zones, though, I don't even know if anybody's really around. So, okay, I'll just ping Divya and let her know. That, yeah, and ask her about about the deadline. I don't know about that. That's a great question. That's a great point.
I wanted to ask if we know any of the team members, but then I think I cite Kitana.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
Divya is the one who pinged me also about this. So I don't know if Divya's
Okay.
directly involved or indirectly involved, but I know she's been in the loop as well.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, well, I'll find out what's actually going on, what their intentions are for this year. Maybe they already did something. I don't know. I don't know. Well, I'll figure it out. Okay. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate that very much. Okay, and then this was also on the agenda. I'm not sure who put this on there, if they're here or not. I know this is a thing. This document is huge. It's very unwieldy. I kind of got stuck with archiving because someone brought up the fact that Google Docs keeps a history of all of the changes. So even if I delete everything from, earlier, from 2025, the Google Doc could still be big and chunky. So there was a proposal to decide, I guess, between do we keep this doc, just go with the big bulky history of all time, or do we start a new doc every year, which would change the links everywhere?
how long have we been using the current doc?
I I think just since the beginning of 2025. Actually, is that right? Or did we do that in 2024? I don't know. Let me look. It's a good question.
Because I also wonder, like, if we're gonna have to change the links, I wonder if it'd be helpful to like make some kind of like shortcut, like a page on the Chaos website or like chaos.community/minutes or something that redirects to the doc. So it's like we use that minutes page everywhere and then we can update it, like sort of like our own little DIY URL shortener-ish thing.
And just
Because
make
then if
people
we
kind
do
of click
cycle it every
through.
year, that's an easy fix in one place once we get around to changing everywhere we have it shared.
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm not sure when we switched over. We could go back and look. When we first created this doc. I don't actually remember. I'd have to go back and look through the minutes to find out where we talked about
I
it.
see something says last meeting of 2023 just when you were scrolling down to the bottom. So maybe it's in this
Yeah,
mega
but
doc since vaguely then? I don't know.
well, maybe so what we did was we copied all of the current ones into that big doc. So I am not
Oh,
sure.
okay. So it was like the community used to be a separate doc.
Yes, yes. Everybody had their own. So we decided to just bring them all together because it was hard to find them all separated out. So we brought them all together so there would be just one link that people had to remember to get to the minutes. So
Yeah, I personally like having the one link, but like I can see how like if I mean I've got a pretty decent computer and a pretty solid internet connection, so it's not
mhm,
usually an issue for me. But I suspect if our goal is trying to include people in like other countries, other time zones, other levels of internet quality, like
yeah,
maybe even cycling it year by year, or we could do like every 6 months, maybe. I don't know.
yeah, yeah, that's a good idea. Also, we do have these inactive ones in here, which we can take out. That will help a little. And just move them to a separate doc and link at the top, of how we have here. So, okay. Let me think about it a little more, and then next week I'll come back with a plan. Um, because I also am not sure about that history, like, how much does that bog down? If it's not much, then it's not a problem. But we haven't done, I haven't had time to do any research on it. So someone just brought that up as a potential kind of flag that that might also not be helping with, with the
Well, they also,
loading
I
times.
potentially wonder if they could have been talking about history in terms of we just stack each meeting on top of the last one. But I think Google
Oh,
Docs also keeps a history too,
the
so I don't,
yeah. I think
it
it
could
was
be a
more
combination
about
of
the
both.
yeah, it was more about the versions that it keeps like all of the versions. And
I wonder if you could
so
disable that.
I don't know. Maybe.
Hmm.
Like it
Anyway,
can't
sorry,
even
I think
load this.
I
Yeah.
suspect someone else might have had things.
Yeah, I will come back with this. Oh, how do I get back? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, we'll come back to it next week. I do want to do a little bit of research on how much that matters. If it doesn't matter that much, then it might be a non-problem. But I know we didn't really get a chance to figure that out. So I will do that for next week. I do know Adinka, I want to give her time to talk about this because we did not have time last time, and I should have bumped this up a little bit. I'm so sorry. But let me turn it over to you, Adinka. Go for it.
I actually sent you a message, but is it okay to move it to next week? Um, can you
Yeah,
hear me?
okay. We can certainly do that.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. I just want to give you space. Oh, and I just see the ping there on my chat. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. Well, now we have a little bit of
Thank
extra
you.
time if we do want to move this to next week. So, does anybody have anything else to put on the agenda? And there were crickets. I guess not. Okay, well, I will go ahead and stop sharing. Um, yeah, if we don't have anything else, we can go ahead and close the meeting out. Any final thoughts?
Hi, I wanted to ask a question. Hi, good
Yeah.
evening, everyone. Okay, it's evening here in Nigeria. So, it's 1 year since I joined Chaos. I joined Chaos on 27th of January last year. Um, I've contributed to like just the conferences, but I wanted to ask if there are other ways I can contribute to actual open source projects aside just contributing to like conferences. Yeah, that's my question. As a designer, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, that's a really good question. I'm trying to think if Adrian, you might have an answer to this. I don't know. Do you know if there are issues with 8 knot that could use a designer help?
I think actually, so we probably a month or two ago now, I think we actually ended up landing a big redesign of 8 Knot
Mm,
based on a design that was made by the Chaos Africa design team.
mm, mm.
So I think it's already had a large look. I think I heard some mild conversation pre-Chaos Con about where I think where Callie was interested in potentially having some design people look at the Augur UI. I don't know how far that really got down the planning process. Um, but I mean, if you've got feedback, like if anyone wants to go look at either of them and like give feedback, like sketch some stuff up or whatever, like I mean, contributions welcome. Um, and I can help kind of be part of those conversations and steer things. If anyone who's into design wants to kind of chat with Callie and see what she had in mind, or just propose sort of ad hoc changes and things like that. But I don't think there's any current major plans on either one, but happy to chat.
Eunice, how would you feel about working on like some front end stuff versus like creating assets for things?
Sorry, when you say front end, do I have to write code?
You probably don't have to. I think that was that the largely. I think the designs we got for the 8 knot, the big 8 knot redesign, like that was just we were looking at a Figma doc and we largely I think we had an intern on our team that largely did like a big first pass of it. I think largely with AI. And then we sort of took that large PR and broke it up into small phases and actually sort of reviewed it in detail and landed it. So I think it's really up to like whatever you're comfortable with. Like if you'd like to learn some basic like HTML and CSS, like I'd be happy to help. But like you could also like if there's ideas that you have and you want to just sketch them up in a design tool, that works too. I think the biggest thing is really just being in contact with whichever team maintains whichever thing that you're looking to help with design wise, and just making sure that everyone's roadmaps are aligned and that like everyone's sort of in agreement on like which direction we want to go, and hey, yeah, we'll make room on the timeline to implement it if someone can help design it or things like that.
Okay, thank you. But for this particular one, should I reach out to you to look at your current design, or should I reach out to Kali?
Um, the current so 8 knot there's I can put a link in the chat to the instance I help run. That's the one that's I think most up to date with the current 8 knot code. I know the chaos instance is also on the new redesign as well. So you can just explore like if you want to just go and play with 8 knot without having to like run it locally, you can use those. Um and then yeah, like if you have feedback, the WG Augur 8 knot channel in Chaos Slack is probably a good place to start. Just being like, hey, like I found a bug, or you could file a GitHub issue. Um, yeah, I think those are probably good places to get started. And then I'm sure Callie's more attentive to the 8 knot side than the Augur side, but I try and keep an eye on everything, mostly Augur, but it'll get to the right people if you reach out. So
Thank you so much, Adrian.
yeah, no problem.
Okay, anything else before we close the meeting out? All right. Well, everybody have a good rest of your day, and I will see you on Slack and also see you here next week. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Elizabeth. Bye.